You know me now.
Hello everyone, good morning. I hope we're all doing okay. Um, what pushes me to do this video this morning is something which is very heartbreaking. This morning I got up and I found a video online which was shared with me by a friend of a woman who supposedly killed her own child in Kumba in Fiango because she beat the child so badly and the child passed on. It's really a sad event, especially in the life of the woman. I can really not imagine what's going through her mind. I think these situations are out there to really remind us of certain things. Personally, when I see things, I try to draw lessons out of them and see how to ameliorate my own personal life. And in that light, I think anger is something we can look at here, and proper upbringing. Many young girls today they don't understand what um, raising up a child or bringing up a family is all about, and they harbor a lot of anger, and the way they were brought up also can determine the way they bring up their own children, with a lot of violence, with a lot of beating, a lot of issues within their own hearts, and so they pour this out even to their own children. So I think a caution word here is anger, and that we should watch out. Many people walk out there with a lot of issues. People have a lot of problems they are going through, and just even meeting someone and starting to fight with somebody, you don't know. People are walking corpses today. People have their illnesses. You may just go and beat someone and the person falls. Just get angry, you slap your colleague and he dies. It happens. And so there are things we should watch out for. For me personally, there are things we should watch out for. To take controlling our temperaments very seriously, because that's what it's all about. Controlling your temperaments. I believe there is a need to correct a child, especially in the African context. There's a big need to correct a child, and but the correction should be more in line with showing the child what the child has done, and the way you correct the child is important. You don't beat the child as though you're beating a snake, or you're beating a cat to kill. No, correct the child, and there are so many non-physical corrections you can give the child. Like a friend suggested, just you can tell the child you will not have Christmas dress today, this year, because of what you have done. And if you continue correcting the child the right way, it's really important. But above this lesson, John, I really want to talk about something which is, I think, more important, because I believe two wrongs don't make a right. And it's in line with the lady herself who went through this, who has this predicament in her hands. Though the law may have its effect and maybe she going to jail or whatsoever thing, what is going to be the life of this woman after this incident? How does she face maybe her family? How does she face her community? If she's supposed to live back in that same community, the stigma, the depression, and everything. How does she live? How does she live in that situation? How does she live in that situation? And so for me, I think this is where it all boils down to. I think there's a lot of encadrement, as a Frenchman would call it. There's a lot of follow up that is supposed to be done with this woman, because the worst or the last thing we want is that we hear that this woman herself has taken her own life because of what she has done to her own child. Because two wrongs never make a right. There is need to show this woman grace. We all have done so many crazy things. I think there is nothing which is above the grace of God. There is absolutely nothing. We have done crazy things. I remember the parable of the unforgiving servant. who refused to forgive his servant despite his fellow servant despite the forgiveness he received from God. And so we can learn to forgive even this woman and move on, because it's because of forgiveness, of love, patience, long suffering that we serve this God that we serve. And yet oftentimes we are unable to give this love, this grace to other people. And so it's important that we look down deep and say, no, truly, what can we do? Because the worst thing, as I earlier said, that we want is that we hear that this woman herself has taken her own life. And so there is some sort of a follow-up. As you're a believer, I want you to even pray for this lady so that she can get out of this. It's something you cannot, I don't think any mother, especially African mother, would truly want to kill her own child. It's unbelievable, it's unheard of. It may just be out of sheer negligence or anger. And so when we look at such situations, let us look with the eye of grace and help see ways we can forgive these persons. She may maybe have been maltreating the child for all we know, but I think she has learned a big lesson in her life she would definitely never forget. And with that lesson which she has learned, she can make things new if she's given the opportunity. She can actually make things better. And so we as a people or as a community around her can help her to make that life better one even after this. And so it's in that light that I looked at this video, and I thought it's important that I share this with us, because it's what our society is facing today. We have to live with it. We have to deal with it. It's the mess we have found ourselves into. You notice as society gets older, the mess and the wickedness increases by the day. God's darkness. And so, yet even in this, I want to encourage us, if you're a believer out there, pray for her. Pray for her that God will help her to get through this. And even with your relationships, as a closing word, just even with your relationships with other people, your family member, just to show grace, season your words with grace, just to show grace to other people. Show grace to other people. And we should learn to forgive. And so that's what came to mind. Goodbye from me, and have a nice day.